Hello and welcome to another episode of Soap Secrets. I'm Rachel and I'm standing in for Hannah this week because she's off on her holes. I joined Hannah a few weeks ago to cover for Claire, so I'm swapping hats this time and I'm glad to be back. Hi Claire, what have you got for us in the soaps this week? I've heard a rumour that there's the big three soaps are all going to shuffle around their days. So are we going to need to keep an eye on the TV listings?
We are. Hi, Rachel. Yes, we are. So, football. There's football on both sides, on ITV and BBC One this week, which is really causing havoc with your soap schedule. So, in Corrie, we only have 4 episodes as 2 1-hour showings.
Only 4? That's no only good. 4. What am I going to do?
I know. It is. But it's still a really good week. We've got 4 great episodes, and it's all Lydia, Sarah, and Adam. Of course it is.
Oh, of course it is. I love this. Lydia's been so brilliant, isn't it? She's so sneaky.
Well, this week she really rips Adam's life apart, and she is a sneaky one, isn't she? She's massively sneaky.
Very sneaky.
And she's done it so well. And Adam, as we know, did sleep with Carla before Christmas, didn't he? So
he did. I don't really have that much sympathy for him, no, I have to say. Yeah.
And then, in a very unsexy fashion, he bought Sarah that smart oven for her birthday.
Yeah, I know. You'd think he'd know better, wouldn't he, considering all the women he's been with. So
yes. It's not, really, that does really sort of say how he views her. Yeah. You get a smart oven.
No, I think you'd rather some sort of some nice lingerie and a beautiful meal and some flowers, wouldn't you? Just something to cook his tea for him.
Yes. Yes. He's thinking with his stomach, not his heart, isn't he?
Exactly.
So I would say that one present really says a lot about how he views her. Anyway, Adam assures Sarah that Lydia's lying, but when Sarah confronts Lydia, she shows her a bunch of incriminating texts.
Well, I think, she's really set this up so cleverly, hasn't she? I think we've seen these we've been wondering exactly what she's been up to, but she's definitely been laying the foundations to just lay it on with Sarah, hasn't she?
Because Sarah says, hey, well, that's not Adam's number. But when Lydia rings it, a phone in Adam's drawer rings.
How's that happened?
It's a burner phone. We all know what burner phones is. We watch all these crime dramas and everyone has a burner phone.
If you've watched The Wire, you know what it is.
Yes. So, well, I guess, if you're having an affair, you would have 2 phones, wouldn't you?
Well, I wouldn't know, Claire, but I think actually from watching enough soaps, you're right, that does seem to happen. So, at this point, Sarah thinks, well, maybe she's telling the truth. And, and the Carla thing's really, really preying on her. So she throws all his clothes out onto the street. Oh, does she?
Yes. I think that's absolutely classic, and Adam, and then this is the really, really, well, not only has she just wrecked, Lydia has wrecked his marriage to Sarah, but when Adam goes to Lydia's flat to confront her, he walks into this massive trap, and as when Lydia opens the door, she plays the victim. She says, please don't hurt me. And passers-by look. She's putting a scared look on her face. And then when Adam steps into her flat, it's trashed. And she's called the police. So it's making him look to be sort of like a stalker.
Violent.
I wouldn't to say violent, but, an unpleasant stalker.
Well, I don't... You see, actually, she has gone really far with this, hasn't it? And I don't think we know yet, do we, Claire, exactly why she hates him so much.
No, but it must be something big.
It must be something really big. So, I'm going to be interested to see the reveal, because you don't get the sense with her that it's just that she's completely kind of crazed stalker. No. You do get the sense, don't you, that there's something that she really wants to get back at him on.
Yes, massive.
I can't imagine.
That is really going to be so shocking when we find that one out.
So we've also got a bit of a heartbreaking story coming up, haven't we, for poor Ches, who's really struggling with his money problems and his hundreds of children. He's got a lot of children. But it looks like he might lose his firstborn, Joseph, doesn't it?
Yes. So we've seen Chesney and Gemma, struggle. They've got quads. How many nappies do they use? All those food, washing, electricity, 4 sets of clothes, 4 sets of everything. And then Joseph, he does well, but in a way, I suppose he is slightly ignored a bit.
Yeah. And
it's difficult.
And we've seen that sort of Chesney and Gemma haven't really been able to afford to get him various things, have they? I mean, bless him, he's sweet. It's not like he's demanding sort of like £200 trainers, is he? But I think he just wants some of the basics that his mates have got.
Yes. And last week we saw his grandma Linda, his mum's mum, come over from Portugal. Katie's mum, Linda. Yes, remember that? Because he was living in Portugal with Linda and Katie when she died, and Chesney went and got him back.
Oh, that's right. I'd completely forgotten about that. Of course, yeah.
So and Linda's young, so it's not like she will struggle to bring up a young boy. She's we think of grandmas as being grey little old ladies, but that's not Linda at all, because Dev had his eye on her last week.
Yeah. No, she's very glam, isn't she?
No, she's very glam. So, and Joseph overheard a conversation last week between Ches and Gemma, and he got the wrong end of the stick. So, when Linda offers to take Joseph to Portugal with her, Ches reluctantly says yes, because obviously she lays it on thick and says what she can do for him. And Joseph agrees because he thinks that Gemma and Ches don't want him.
Oh, poor Joseph.
I know.
Oh, that makes me really sad.
I know.
I mean, he must feel a bit pushed out anyway by the sort of like when the quads came along.
Yes.
So,
yes.
That's really sad. So, does this mean that it's going to be the last we see of Joseph then?
Well, you'll have to tune in to find out.
Oh, goodness.
Rachel.
Oh, well, I will do. Yeah, I feel sorry about
that house is a TARDIS, isn't it, where they live? Because where are they going to put 4 kids when they grow up a bit? I know, how many bedrooms does it have? If it's like a 2-bedroom terrace, you've got the parents in one room and 5 kids in another.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, all the Coronation Street houses are like TARDISes, aren't they? In fact, every soap house is. It's a bit like that on Albert Square as well, and in Emmerdale Village.
Yeah, and also Bernie's living there. I'd forgotten Bernie's living there.
True. And where's Linda been staying? No, I think she was in a hotel, isn't she?
Yes,
so.
Yes.
Probably wise.
Yeah, I don't think I want to stay in a house with quads, would you?
Quads, yeah, mum and dad and a grandma, yeah.
Yeah, no. So that's an absolute classic, but only classic this week, but only 4 eps.
Right, okay. Well, so moving on to Emmerdale then. So have we got a bit of a change around as well with them? I think there's a change around.
No, they're doing 6, they're normal 6 episodes, but yeah, it's on every day apart from Tuesday this week.
Oh,
there's a big football match on Tuesday.
That's right. Yeah, and then they're just sort of doubling up on a few episodes, aren't they, to make sure we don't miss anything. Phew, yes. I'm relieved about that, at least. But it sounds like there's a lot of drama going on for Marlon and Rona this week, though.
I know. Marlon and Rona, well, Rona's not been terribly honest, has she, with her partner Marlon?
No.
Not over Pierce and Marcus.
No. I mean, I know it's a bit of a touchy subject, Pierce, obviously. But, I mean, yeah, Marcus, that was a bit of a shocker, wasn't it, when he turned up?
So they do start the week on the rocks and they end it with a marriage proposal.
Oh, well, that's a bit of a surprise. I didn't think that was going to happen.
Well, at the beginning of the week, Marlon finally finds out about Marcus's identity. Now, as we remember, Pierce was a really nasty guy, and he did attack and rape Rona on her wedding night all those years ago.
Yeah, I mean, awful. I mean, he was... he was a good villain, shall we say? Yeah. But I mean, in terms of his character in the show and poor Rona, he was just so horrible, wasn't he?
He was. And then when he came back and killed Graham, of course, he set Marlon up for the fall, and Marlon went to prison for a good couple of months, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he did ruin Marlon's life as well.
Yeah.
So you kind of need to bring that up because, you can't really hide it from your partner.
No, and I can imagine sort of like that he's not going to be that pleased to see sort of like the son of Pierce, is he, sort of swanning around? Yeah.
No, he feels hurt and angry, and I think, I think he has a right to feel hurt and angry because it is a big secret to keep from your partner, massive secret.
Yeah, huge.
And the pair have a big argument, and Marcus, overhearing, tells Marlon not to take his anger over Pierce out on Rona because, Marcus is also innocent. He shouldn't be blamed for his father's crimes. He didn't do them. He's not,
No.
So
no, he's nothing to do with him. And
no.
I can understand why Marlon's so angry, but in a way I can also understand why Rona hasn't wanted to talk about it because I think, obviously she still must have a bit of PTSD really over everything that went on, mustn't she? So yeah.
So, and in an attempt to save her relationship, Rona proposes, not Marlon. Rona proposes.
Oh, goodness.
And it's not even Valentine's Day
or Olympiad. It's not even
Will Marlon say yes?
Oh well, do you know? I hope so because I love these two together, and I know they've had a very checkered romantic history, haven't they? Been together and then not together and then together again, But however, I'm not sure whether it's a good idea to have a marriage proposal on the back of like you're just panicking that your other half's going to run off. I mean, it's not very romantic, is it?
No. And then we have to move on to Mina.
Well, of course, Mina. She never goes away, does she, ever?
She doesn't.
Can't do anything to eradicate her. So she's in prison now, though, isn't she?
I know.
Yeah.
So we couldn't talk about this. So we had the wedding, Billy and Dawn's wedding, and they did get married, and that was the romantic bit. And then she kidnapped them, and they got to the viaduct, didn't they?
Yes.
Where she fired a gun, but it was Russian roulette style gun.
Yes. Yeah, it was so brilliant, that. Really sort of nail-biting. And
then Liam pushed her off the bridge, didn't he?
I know, and we all thought, hooray, he's got rid of her, but no. She's like the Terminator.
So at the moment, she's in prison claiming that she killed Ben in self-defence, and we don't know that she killed Leanna, or the police don't know that she killed Leanna.
No, that's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
And the police don't know that she killed Andrea.
Or Andrea either, no. Yeah, let alone sort of like the friend, I can't remember her friend's name that she killed all those years ago. Yeah.
Yes. So yes, she's in prison, and Charles visits her because as a vicar, he's reaching out, and he struggles when Mina tells him that he murdered his one-time partner Andrea.
Gosh, yeah, of course, because he was quite in love with Andrea at that point. Although I know he's always been a little bit romantically torn because he's still got a bit of a thing about Manpreet, hasn't he? But I mean, she's so horrible, Mina, isn't she?
Yes.
Fancy sort of telling him about that when it was somebody he loved.
I know. So she delights. She's a serial killer. She delights in telling Charles just how she killed Andrea, and this upsets him massively. And she had been playing him. And when Charles refuses to visit her in jail again, Mina's plan is foiled. We don't know what she's up to, do we? We never know what she's up to, though.
We never know what she's
Rachel.
up to, but that's the thing, because she's a psychopath, an actual psychopath. She likes playing games, doesn't she? And she's always got these little plots and plans. It's not quite, just off at the top of her head, is it?
Yeah.
So, well, I don't know what she's trying to do with him. I mean, presumably she's trying to get herself out of prison some way or another.
Yes, she must be. But you don't cross a serial killer, do you, Rachel?
No, definitely. You definitely don't cross Mina. You end up with sort of like one of your sort of treasured pieces of jewellery or something in a little box buried in the ground. So.
So I think there must be an explosive ending coming to this. Explosive.
I think so, yeah. Well, they're going to have to do that now, aren't they? Because you feel like even though she's in prison, she's still winning. There's got to be a way for sort of like her everything to come out, and really that's it, you know.
Yeah. Yes. So we're just hanging on in there and waiting for that.
Yeah, be good. Right, so from Emmerdale Village, we're going to another village, Hollyoaks Village, this week. Now, I think, fortunately, Hollyoaks keeps all its normal episodes, so that's something at any rate.
Yes.
But there's a few sinister secrets going on this week, is there, with Mercedes and Bobby?
Yes. So we know that Mercy and Bobby don't have the best mum-son relationship, do they?
No. So it's always been very tricky between them, isn't it?
Yeah. And especially after Bobby left stepdad Silver to die in the Salon d'Eté explosion.
Yes, which is, obviously that's really not what you want to do. He's not turning into a very nice person, is he, Bobby?
No. So, and then this is really scary. This week, Mercy finds a secret door in their house.
A secret door? How big's their house?
I don't know. Well, on the internet, you keep saying, people say, look, I found this secret room in my house, you know. It's always a bit scary.
Ooh, I don't like that.
No, so there's a secret room in the house. And Bobby makes a drastic decision.
Oh, what is that?
Well, obviously the door has something to do with Bobby. And later, Teresa can't find Mercy and Bobby and calls a family meeting. And when we hear a voiceover from Mercy defending Bobby, his sinister online friend is revealed.
Oh, who is the online friend, Claire? Is it someone we already know? Or?
I don't know. Is he living behind the door, the secret door in the house? Who knows?
Oh, no, that's really chilling. No, I don't even want to think about that. How horrible.
It's a bit like, isn't there that movie called Hider in the House where someone hid in the loft and spied on someone?
Oh yeah, that's right, that's true. And I think there's been a few real life cases of that. I can't think of anything worse. I'm going to have to check my loft hatch later, I think.
That is a bit scary, isn't it? And later, when Bobby's lies start to unravel, just what is going on?
Wow, I'm going to be intrigued to find out what that is, and I'm sure you're not going to be able to tell me at the moment. But
no, I can't say anything.
Oh dear. Oh, well, that's kind of floored me a little bit. But we've also got some more drama with our teenagers, the parents-to-be. They're having a bit of a hard time this week, aren't they?
Yes. So Ella deals with the symptoms of her pregnancy alone as things turn sour between her and Charlie because of the scheduling of the first baby scan. And when Ella turns up to her first scan all alone, she gets some heartbreaking news.
Oh goodness, really heartbreaking news.
Yes.
Oh, that's a bit of a worry, isn't it? Especially if she's there on her own, because she's so young. Poor girl.
She is. So no one should let her go to that scan on her own. And you'll have to tune in to find out what the heartbreaking news is.
Yeah, no, I will now. There seems to be a lot of heartbreak this week. I don't know if I'm going to be able to deal with it all. Okay, well, last but most definitely not least, it's all eyes on Albert Square this week, isn't it, Claire? Because it is finally the big reveal about Tina for Shirley.
I know. This is what we've been waiting for, because Shirley finally discovers that Tina is dead.
Oh, yeah, that's good. She's going to be so heartbroken.
I know. When Shirley does this on screen, Linda Henry, who plays her, is just amazing. You see her face scrunch up in this mask of despair. She does it really, really well. And we know that the sisters were really close, weren't they? Really close, her and Tina. And Shirley had been looking for Tina for over a year.
Yeah. I know, it's been a long time. And you're right
Yeah.
about Linda Henry being good, because she does play that heartbreak so well. Because obviously Shirley's normally a bit kind of tough and rough, isn't she? So
Yes. So, so as we remember, Tina disappeared in December 2020. That was the end of December. I think it was in the Christmas holidays when Gray murdered her. And Shirley thought that she had just run away because she was in the frame, wasn't she, at one point for the attack on Ian Beale?
Yes, that's right. So everybody was thinking that it was her who'd attacked Ian Beale, didn't we? Gosh, it seems like such a long time ago now, but it wasn't.
I know. That's why I keep. That's why I'm just going over it, because, like, you think that was Ian Beale being attacked. Yeah, that was ages ago. But we all know the truth. We, the fans, know the truth, don't we?
Well, yeah, I know, Rachel, exactly. Yeah. We've known all along, and the fans have known all along that he's a killer, and nobody else really has worked that out yet. Well, other than Whitney and Kira, but they think he's just killed Chantal. So So Heartless Gray, her killer, gave Shirley some hope because he said he'd seen her on a bus, didn't he? Yeah, he did. Which that's so cruel to do that, I think. But he was covering up the fact that he was using Tina's bank card, wasn't he? Because he needed some money because he was running out of cash. So
But that all pointed that Tina might still be alive if she was accessing her bank accounts. So, and this week when the dreadful news comes in that the body's in the argy-bargy, that's so close. That must be, that must really haunt both Shirley and Mick, because while Tina was biologically Mick's aunt, they were actually brought up as brother and sister. So really, I think he considers her as his sister. But yes, so they must be. Shirley Mick must just be distraught to think of their sister lying dead so close to the pub and not knowing
all that time. I know. I don't know how she's going to be able to get over that. Her or Mick. Awful.
But, Shirley, you don't pull a fast one on our Shirley. And she's suspicious, isn't she, over this bus thing and the money thing. And she tells DCI Arthurs that Gray saw her on a bus.
Okay, so she knows. It's quite obvious that Gray was lying.
Yes.
So hopefully Shirley is going to be able to point the police in Gray's direction, because, that would be great, wouldn't it, if they really start to investigate him.
You know what would be really nice? If we actually had a policeman in the square that investigated a crime and brought it to fruition.
Well, that's true. Yeah, it would be handy if there was a policeman in the square, wouldn't there? Jack Branning.
But he doesn't ever solve any crimes, Jack.
He doesn't, does he? I don't know what he does. He just walks around in his very nice camel coat, doesn't he?
I know.
Not arresting people.
I know. So Mick gets more bad news this week as well, Rachel, because the divorce papers arrived from his estranged wife, Linda.
Oh, well, writing on the wall, wasn't it? I think at one point we all felt that him and Linda might be able to, get back together one way or another. But I think after seeing the state she was in at Christmas, when sort of like Nancy went to go and visit her, it's just, it's over, isn't it? I think. So we know Danny Dyer is leaving. So do we think he will leave solo, a dejected Mick? Or maybe the pair will ride off into the sunset? Well, I know he's leaving, and I know I have just said that it seems like he, sort of like their marriage is finally over. But I really hope they can find a way back together, because it's the Carters of the Carters. It's Mick and Linda forever, isn't it? And I think the fans would love it if there was Linda, because really all of Linda's rejection of Mick is to do with the fact that she's alcoholic, and I think if they can find their way back together, that's what I want. I won't be happy, I think, if he just goes off on his own. I should complain. Well, it could go either way, really. And
So anyway,
but there's a bit of an odd romance, isn't there, between Harvey and Jean developing. Now I like the both of them, but I think Harvey obviously hasn't had that full experience of Jean's previous history, because obviously she's bipolar, isn't she?
Yeah. So she's full steam ahead, isn't she, at the moment?
Very much.
But poor Harvey has a lot on his mind, because he is currently meant to be signing a witness statement against his son Aaron, which would see him jailed. And Aaron, I think, is having a hard time in prison, isn't he?
Yeah, really hard time.
Feeling.
Obviously, because of, his crimes, what he's done. Yeah.
Yes. So Stacey is worried about her mum. I think she's worried that maybe the bipolar's come back, don't you?
I think so, because I think there's been some clues. She's not quite right at the moment, isn't she? And I think this whole thing with Harvey has also been a little bit odd. It's too full on, but because he's not, as I say, he doesn't know her very well, then...
Yeah. No, it's I know. I think Stacey's worried about it. She's on too much of a high at the moment. So we have to ask, is Jean well?
Yeah, well, I know, and that's the worry. I think it is good though, Claire, don't you think, that they do revisit this storyline with her bipolar quite often, because I think it's it's important. It's not just to do it once and then brush it under the carpet. It's something you live with for life, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh.
Okay, so we have another soap fan in your house then, don't we, Rachel, your cat?
I know. Can you hear her? She does quite like the soaps, actually. She's quite fond of EastEnders, I have to say. Oh, well, thank you, Claire. I really love doing that. I'm a bit exhausted now from all that drama. But I will just have to remember to get my highlighter pen out for the magazines to make sure I don't miss any of the episodes, because they're all moving around, but they all sound really gripping. So enjoy the soaps, and Hannah will be back next week for more Soap Secrets.